All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is Nagy on Sports. It is Week 17 here. We are excited to bring this one to you. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy joining you here on a Thursday morning. Happy September, happy beginning of football season that matters for some of us Browns fans who are also big fans of OHIO as the Buckeyes start their 2021 campaign tonight. But today it's all about the Browns. It's all about finishing up the regular season of our 2021 sim. Chance to see Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, and the Patriots, and a chance for the Browns to finish 15-1 here in our simmed regular season. But before we can get to any of that, we got to say hello to Kit Nagy out on the left coast. Kit, how are we doing this morning?
Great, Phil. Thanks. I appreciate it. Glad to be on here on a little bit of leave for a Labor Day weekend trip. So I was able to hop on today, and very thrilled to be watching our Browns play in Week 17 against these Patriots. We're going to get some Mac Jones action tonight, and check that out and see what that looks like, and see what our Browns can do. Obviously, the Browns are very, very good in our simulation, and this game doesn't especially matter. But Kevin Stefanski will have them rearing ready to go, no matter who the opponent is or what the situation is. Always that one and no mentality.
And actually, it's vitally important for the Patriots because, hey, Keith, welcome in. James, welcome in. Karen, welcome in. For the Patriots, it's vitally important because they need to win to give themselves a shot at the final wild card spot. If they lose and they enter that 8-8 mess, there's all kinds of tiebreakers at play there at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look for the Patriots to play the Browns very tough in this game. So it should be a dogfight. Kevin Stefanski's not going to let them let up here in this game just because it doesn't especially matter. They've clinched everything.
Right, and interestingly enough, it did not give me the should we rest our starters thing. So I'm, in some ways, the fact that we had locked up the first round bye so long ago, maybe they felt like it's, let's stay fresh with, we know we're getting next week off for the playoffs. So we'll see what happens here.
Yep, guess you already got your guaranteed starter rest.
That's true. Again, we have not kept up with every single move, and I do apologize in advance now that I'm looking at them out on the field. So you will see Sony Michel on the Patriots because, again, we haven't been good to go. In fact, there he is right there. We haven't gone one-to-one on every single roster move just because that takes a whole lot of time. So I do apologize for your Patriots purists who are mad about not seeing Damian Harris run the ball or Ramondre Stevenson or something like that. You will see some Sony Michel, and again, apologize Rams fans for not getting to have him, but it is what it is. All right, so Mac Jones now in the shotgun after completing the first down. He's back to pass, got a lot of time. He's going to float it left side. He's got the tight end, Hunter Henry, of course. Two of the most high-prized free agent possessions coming over to New England, of course, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I think they might be, are they 1-2 in the two most expensive tight ends in the league now?
They are 1 and 2 in the most expensive tight ends in the league.
Just making that Hooper deal look better by the second.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Mac Jones now. Step drop, back to pass. He's got a little out route. JOK chasing the running back, James White, and he completes it. So Mac Jones now 4 for 4 for 34 yards. So starting to see a little bit about what Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, and company saw. And I think, honestly, he's just going to run the offense they want to run a lot better. Across the middle and a big shot by Delpit, but it's held on to. And a first down complete to Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, Mac Jones really off to a fast start here. He's really been precise and decisive with where he's going with the ball downfield, picking his targets and hitting them in stride. So nicely done here from the young rookie.
Inside the red zone now here, First Energy Stadium, a Week 17. Remember, the new Madden does not have, there's Jonnu Smith right on cue. The new game, of course, has the 17 regular season games. This is still, of course, Madden 21, which operates on the 16-game schedule. So it is the final week of the regular season as a run up the middle will achieve a first and goal. James White takes it to the 5. Let's see if the Browns can stiffen up here. So all of that being said is they're going to give it to Damian Harris now, and he's going to get stuffed up the middle. Nice play there. Malik Jackson filling the hole quickly. This is the end of the regular season. Pitch it to the right side. Lots of pursuit. Newsom and then Ward are going to be waiting for him in the backfield. Tackle for a loss. Big time play there by 2 DBs in the run game.
Yeah, very nice pursuit there. That was so important what Newsom does just to slow him up enough here, as you're going to see, and that allows Ward to come in for the tackle and the pursuit to catch up 3 guys right behind that if they don't make that tackle. But making that tackle there for where they did was really nicely done, tackle for loss.
Yeah, and how about Denzel Ward defeating the block of that fullback as well? Mac Jones dumps over the middle. He's got space, and he's going to get tackled right away. How about Malik Jackson just right there to jump on the receiver? Short gain, 4th down, field goal upcoming for the Patriots.
Yeah, really nice awareness there from Malik coming off of his rush, realizing the pass is going behind him and turning around to make a tackle from behind. That was actually that's hard to do.
Indeed it is. And again, for those of you wondering, of course, Nick Folk, who's not their kicker, making the kick, Malik McDowell isn't even in the game. He doesn't even exist in this game version of Madden, and we did not make him from scratch. So you will not see him, of course, even though he's been one of the bright stars of camp and obviously highlighting the 53 in terms of players that maybe in April or June you would not have thought would have been there.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of speculation that we're going to see a lot of Malik on that front line with the way that Andrew Billings has been starting camp, and potentially McDowell has played so well he may have played himself into potential starting snaps, which is just amazing, considering his story.
Absolutely. Here's a left side run for Nick Chubb. He's going to be hit near the line and push forward for, we're going to give him no gain. Safety Devin McCourty comes in. Chris G, welcome in. Back to pass. Baker now throws it across the middle. He's got Chubb at the 30, the 35, to the 40, to the 45. Nick Chubb, stiff arm. Look at that defender fall on the ground. And 15 yards after the catch there for Nick Chubb. Big 23-yard gain and a 1st down. Browns to midfield.
Absolutely. That was a really nicely done, getting that extension of the running game out to your running back, putting him out in space with the ball. That's so dangerous with a guy like Nick Chubb. And yeah, Chris G, we absolutely love the 53 here. It's hard not to love what Andrew Berry has done with this roster in general. It's so stacked. It was hard not to make an amazing 53, but they still made choices that made sense. Obviously, I know some folks were upset about Hodge and a few others, Redwine. But you know, I have to agree with every move that was made. Very, very excited for this 53, and very much looking forward to seeing it out there.
Absolutely. Here's Baker again. He's got Hunt out of the backfield, breaking a tackle for another 1st down inside the 40 to the 38. Kareem Hunt. Hey, View, welcome on, brother. Back to pass, Baker floats it right side, and he's got Jarvis right on the sideline. Short gain there. Now Baker starting the game 3-4-3. Yeah, Cam getting cut. That was, I don't know. Maybe some people are surprised. I guess I'm not surprised that Mac Jones won the job. I guess I'm surprised that they just straight cut it. And maybe he's just like, I don't want to be the backup, cut me. 3rd and 3 over the middle. Dump it off to Kareem. He's right at the line. Spot is not good. 4th and 1. Go for it, Kevin.
Yeah, I suspect there might have been. I hope they go for this. They should. But I suspect there might have been some. Yeah, you've lost the starting job here, and you know some mutual agreement. Mutual agreement that he was, because I think. That's part of the reason why I don't expect Cam, unless he goes to Houston, I don't expect Cam to play in the NFL this year, because I think he still thinks he's a starting quarterback, as the Browns are going to go for this. Unfortunately, except for on Houston's roster, he's not, unless, barring injury.
There it is, and Nick Chubb's going to pile his way forward for 2, and he just needed 1. 1st down, Browns. Again, for those of you who've noticed, or maybe haven't been on, and I think this is the first one we've done with Kit without it, we are not in coach mode anymore. We gave our play calling rights and clock management rights up for the sake of trying to break some tendencies. As here's the old Case Keenum handoff again. I still don't know how that's still in there. I don't know. It just makes me so mad. Anyway, but they break some tendencies, which helps the defense stay off guard. But they also do throw more than I think that they actually would, even though it's Kevin Stefanski's live NFL playbook. After a year of watching him, I still think they throw a little too much. But at least they're throwing down the field. Here's Baker firing down the field. He's got Landry, and he's got him inside the 5. First and goal, speaking of. So he just was never that decisive when we were in coach mode for whatever reason. So we made the switch, and the offense has certainly looked better.
Yeah, absolutely. It is like, the situational football, still frustrating. The playbook has some plays that we would never call, like those delayed handoffs and draws that aren't even in our playbook. But on the other hand, having Baker be decisive and like we expect him to be just makes such a difference for this offense. So,
absolutely. Here comes Chubb up the middle. Ooh, he kind of goes down funny. It looks like he's going to be okay. It's Kyle Van Noy kind of rolled up on the back of his legs now. A 2nd and goal from the 2 for the Browns. Up the middle, falling in, and he's going to fight. I thought he was in. He's going to get knocked down apparently at the goal line. Kareem Hunt. 3rd and goal from the 1.
That was so Hunt-like. He fights for that touchdown every time. There's no way he doesn't get in there.
I agree. Here it is to the end zone. They're going to somehow say that he caught it at the 1. That's all your forward progress is going to get you.
Oh, wow. That was yet another unlikely. Somehow I don't buy that one either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he was working back, and they're giving him a forward progress. So that's the way forward progress would work because he was tackled out of the end zone, but the ball crosses. That's all that matters. So it's already a touchdown.
Browns are going to go. I don't like the pitch, and neither do they, as they're going to get ripped down in the backfield. The safety, Kyle Duggar. Well, that was uninspiring down at the goal line.
Yeah, it was. And the red zone offense with this has been abysmal in not coach mode, unfortunately. But to be fair, though, red zone is difficult even with coach mode. It just gets harder, and there are times where we, even in coach mode, we weren't punching it in. But I will say, though, Madden seemed to apply the first down rule, not the end zone rule there for how the forward progress should work. Forward progress, yes, if he's not touched and he's tackled out of the end zone, coming out of the end zone, then that would, for a first down, that would be forward progress short of the line. However, touchdown's a whole different ball game where if that ball crosses in possession over that end zone line at any point, no matter if the defender's touching or not, for forward progress, that is a touchdown. That should have been ruled a touchdown. There's absolutely no way that's a forward progress discussion like that because once across, always across, touchdown is made. And so that's unfortunately just really not good programming for this game. That not recognizing the rule difference there.
Yes, excellently explained. 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Nice look here at First Energy Stadium on a late December afternoon here in the land. Flip the field here. Mac Jones has a 1st and 10 up to the 38. I was replying to Chris in text form there while Kit was on that chat. Like, you can't even if I wanted to, let's say, hey, I want to put a package in where I make Lamar Jackson my running back in the shotgun. Like, you can't even force them to be in there. So the fact that there's some weird glitchy formation that makes your quarterback the running back just seems so wild to me. As Ronnie Harrison makes a nice tackle in the backfield now, 3rd and 10. Let's see if the Browns can get off the field here. Back to pass, play action, good protection, right side, and it's knocked away. J.O.K., way to fly over there and swat it out of the hands of the receiver. And a 4th down and a punt upcoming for the Patriots.
Yeah, absolutely great coverage there. Great defense to get off the field in response to the failure in the red zone from the offense. I have to say though, the reason why Mullins over Lauletta is because of system comfortability in specifically Stefanski's system. Mullins played in that wide zone in San Francisco, the kind of the Kubiak Shanahan style system quite a bit. I think with a little bit of coaching, he could be really quite good. Once AVP gets his hands on him, gets some of the technique stuff together.
It could be more of the let's get rid of Case and his cap number next year after a whole year of Nick Mullins in the system.
Exactly, where Mullins really could be an excellent replacement to Case Keenum, gives you what Case Keenum gives you in this system. currently. Lauletta doesn't really fit the system as well as you'd like him to. I'm not saying he's not good. He shined at moments in the preseason. He can be good. He's just not as effective with the system because he's more of that kind of pocket, tall, sit in the pocket, throw the ball type running back. Not as mobile, not as able to throw on the run and those boots and the play action pass game. So he's a little bit less what you're looking for in a backup on the practice squad, which is why they let him walk and they brought in Mullins, because he's a lot more of the style of what you're looking for in this system.
For sure. Another excellent explanation there as the Browns convert a 3rd and 1 while he was talking about Case Keenum. That was funny that Case Keenum got a stupid another carry. Like 4 carries in the last game. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, it's like more. It's like even more in
Felton had
non-coach
2
mode.
carries. Yeah, Felton had 2. Well, again, as part of it's because when I see that glitchy formation is in there, I don't call those plays.
Right. Right, that's true.
So they're like, well, we're breaking tendencies because we're calling all of those plays. Whoa, all 3 of the left side, including Hooper, jump early there. Maybe J.C. Treader messed up the snap count. Cameraman seems to think that it is Hooper's fault. Back him up 5 yards here. 11:39 to play here. First half, 3-0 Patriots here. Week 17, 2021 sim. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, joining you here for Nagy on Sports. Turn around, give it to Nick Chubb. He's going to be grabbed from behind, and his momentum's going to help him get a couple of yards. But again, 7 for 5 is very un-Chubb-like. And still, for a player, he's fully rated at a 99 as they're setting up a screen, and it's blown up by Devin McCourty. Look at Wyatt Teller saying, whoops, forgot to block him. Huge loss, 3rd and long coming up. Even though it's a 99 with all of the progression that he's had over the course of the season, Nick Chubb still somehow seems not good enough.
Yeah, I don't know how that's a thing, but James goes, false start on everybody.
False start
what it seemed
on
like.
Everyone.
That's what it seemed like.
All right, 3rd and long here. Let's see if the Browns get aggressive or just go ahead and dump it off to Kareem Hunt, which is what they do, and he gets 2 yards. But Baker maintains his perfect 10 for 10 start. However, I do not believe that they'll go for this one.
No.
On 4th and 14.
Unlikely. I think unlikely that even Kevin Stefanski's going for this one.
No. He's not actually supposed to be in the game, as a nice punt here by Gillen's going to stop up inside the 10 at the 7. View he's not supposed to be in. It's a weird Madden glitch that subs Keenum in as the running back on some random single back formations, and then they accidentally hand them the football.
Yeah, it always seems to be a running. Yeah,
to him.
It's usually a running play up the middle with Keenum, which is what we've seen a lot of.
Yes, View. Actually, we do not have a perfect record. We are 14-1. We lost to the hapless Steelers in a real cluster truck of a Madden game.
Yeah, it was. Talk about maddening. That's kind of the start of when we started to go away from coach mode, because the tendency stuff just seems like they had everything figured out.
And they just couldn't do anything well. They couldn't run the ball well. They couldn't throw the ball well. Yeah, it was bad. The defense did all they could. They had like 4 turnovers in that game, and we still lost because of how inept the offense was. Here's a run again by Sony Michel. Please don't at me. I know he's not on the team anymore, but just too much to try to keep up with every single roster move that has happened, especially with no hardcore Patriots fans as part of the channel, to my knowledge, to keep me on the straight and narrow. Back to pass. Jones slant to the right side, ripped to the ground. Now 11 for 12, right at the 100-yard mark is Mac Jones here for the first half, so he's been very efficient. Yeah, James, the spotting. I was going to say, I agree.
Yeah, it really has been awful. And to the rest of View's point that we have all these starters in, actually, they didn't even give us the option. We talked about that earlier. Didn't even give us the option to rest the starters in this game. And it came down to the fact that we've already clinched. I think we suspect we already clinched. So we've got the first week bye as the number 1 seed. So I assume they're thinking, well, you've got your built-in bye week. Why rest the starters? I don't know.
Yep. Usually it gives me the option, like, should you rest Nick Chubb? And then this time it didn't. So my guess is the fact that it didn't prompt that conversation is it's not going to do, hopefully not going to do anything stupid with injuries to us. Because I think when they ask you that prompt and then you're like, screw you, I'm playing my starters, I think there's probably like secretly a higher level of injury built in just for the sake of the storyline, would be my guess.
Yep, that's I would concur. Although I think it also, if you don't play them, I think it takes away from their like momentum or play in that first round too. So it's like the double-edged sword. They're both bad.
We've seen both sides of it. Back when we simmed with the old game, we went into the playoffs and we rested Chubb and a lot of the starters, and then we lost to the Chargers, remember? Because they were they were all like sluggish.
Right.
And then the year that we played Chubb,
the year before that, he got hurt for like all the playoffs.
Here comes Michelle breaking through. JJ3 in pursuit and a touchdown. 50 yards for Sony Michel as he gashes the line and takes off down the field.
Yeah. Oh, that was a rough series though. Those two seasons back to back. Nick Chubb gets hurt. We're like, because we didn't rest him, and feel terrible about them. We rest him and we
rested him the next year.
Playoffs, yeah.
Justin King Herbert. Remember, he was an X factor. The game thinks he's going to be incredible.
Right.
And even like the new game ratings, he's like the 6th rated quarterback, and Baker's like the 13th rated quarterback. It's like, what is wrong with people? Yep. Justin Herbert's fine. He's a good player, but to say that he's a top 8 quarterback or whatever already after one season?
Yep.
How many quarterbacks have sophomore slumps after the league gets a year of tape on them? Like, let's pump the brakes just a little bit here.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Browns.
With the way that Baker finished out the last season and started out this preseason, I mean, look out. He is looking sharp already, and that level of play, that's top 5.
Absolutely, it is. Incomplete pass. His first of the day, left side, looked like it was trying to be a slant to Jarvis Landry. Here's a play up the middle, working his way across near the first down. It's actually a little bit of a throw to what Higgins, it looked like, his first touch of the day. 3rd and 1.
Really nice effort on Higgins' part there to get near the first down marker.
Well, there's a cool little juke and a broken tackle by Chubb. He breaks another one. He's across the 50. Big time, actual Nick Chubb looking run there. And that's going to get him 1,000 yards on the season on that carry. Double tight ends to the left side. Baker under center, 3-step drop, quickly firing it to the left side. He's got Njoku, who's got the first down and more. David Njoku up to the 35. Nice play there.
Yeah, that's something.
You can see, for those of you joining us for the first time live in a few weeks, you can just see how much more decisive and better reading that Baker is when we're not in coach mode for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Phil, I know you were speculating last time. Maybe it's because in coach mode, it's waiting for you to throw first, and then it just finally decides after the fact, which would be really silly. What's the point of coach mode if it's going to wait for you to throw first?
Indeed. I don't remember who won Rookie of the Year.
Saquon, right?
Was it Saquon? Yeah,
Saquon,
I was going to say.
They had that bet where you're going to have buy each other a chain depending on who won.
Oh, yes, that's right. And Baker didn't start playing until, what, week 3 or 4 of that year? When did Tyrod have that injury? That
was Jets week 3? Week 3,
that sounds right.
Yeah,
week 3. 3rd and 9. Baker with lots of time. Throws it out of a sack. Left side, Kareem. Can he turn the corner? He breaks one tackle, but he can't break the second. 4th and 1 is the result up to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and considering what Saquon Barkley has done since then as compared to Baker Mayfield,
Well, you can't say on the field now.
Yeah, he's just been injured this whole time. But Baker has been, steady Eddie for the Browns and really, really good.
Browns going for it again. They're going to pitch to the left side. Chubb, can he get the corner? He can. First down, Browns. My puppy loves that call.
Welcome in, Paul.
The rare wide run working that time on 4th and 1. So I will say this, Kit, all of the times we made them go for 4th down does seem to have affected their the amount of times that they're going for it on fourth down, even without us calling plays.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Or maybe they've actually got the live playbook tendencies for they've got tuned
That's
up
true.
for Stefanski, seeing him how often he actually went for it. It may be just
Absolutely.
because
Maybe
you're on the live playbook.
Maybe. Hooper across the middle, by the way, wide open down to the 3. Sets up another 1st and goal now. We've got less than 2 minutes to play here in the half. Browns got to get, you feel like you got to get a touchdown here. Again, I realize this game is pretty much meaningless, but it means everything, right? Still got to keep pushing it in. Here comes Chubb down to the 1, call it the 2, 2nd and goal. Clock runs.
Stefanski certainly wouldn't see this as meaningless. This is an important game, just like every game is an important
Left
game.
side, touchdown to Hooper, and it is an important game, an important series, and a chance for a double dip if they can get the stop here with a $1.12. Sorry to cut you off there, Kit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Nice touchdown out there to Hooper. Really decisive with the ball there was Baker Mayfield. So nicely done, nice read, finding his big tight end. But no, this is very important, and Stefanski would have them up for this game, as every game is important. Really, it's about confidence. It's about maintaining a level of execution. It's about cleaning up play and always working to be better. And every game goes into that. You're never going to go into a game and be like, this one doesn't matter, because that's when you start to when you let off just a little bit. That's when the injuries start happening. That's when your level of play, if it's not going forward, it's staying stagnant or going backwards, and that's not good for the team chemistry. That's not good for individual performance. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that. Every game is a big game. It's always that want to know mentality, and that's extremely important. Even in a situation like this, if the Browns were in this kind of a position, Kevin Stefanski is not going to let them sit back and be like, this one doesn't matter.
For sure. All right, 1st and 10, a $1.12. Mac Jones switching some things up in terms of the play call. All for him to be able to just dump it off to his running back, James White. And White's going to pick up 5, and then the Patriots look like they're going to go ahead and call their first timeout.
Yeah, burned quite a bit of clock in the process doing it, in typical Madden clock mismanagement mode. That first of all, that's a play call you wouldn't want to do in this position, especially if you're trying to get points, because over the middle to a check down is going to burn a lot of clock, as will this actually, except for they call their timeout very quickly that time. But the last time they just kind of sat on it, didn't call their timeout until another 15, 20 seconds had ticked off. So now they're down to 44 seconds on the 42.
Absolutely. A big-time strike down the middle. They split that cover 2 in half. And Jones, he's just going to barely throw it out of the sack. Miles was halfway, had him to the ground, but he's going to able to be thrown away. Not sure if it got back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't know if Madden has that metric in it to make it grounding. Yeah, we get it. Earl, your days are numbered. They're numbered. He's trying to do everything he can to get his camera time. Oh, nice, Keith. Here's a little dump off to the left side, and a great tackle in open space by Troy Hill. And they're going to let the clock run here. Interesting choice. They're just going to go ahead and try to hurry up, save that last tight end, clock down to about 20 seconds. Mac Jones once again in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Just a little quick tight end drag to Henry, who's going to be dragged down by Greedy Williams. And that will all but seal their fate. A long field goal from Nick Folk is all they're going to have time for now. That's all right, Keith. We knew what you meant. Hey, 504, welcome in. And welcome in, Joey. I missed your hoop after his touchdown. Folk's kick is up. Folk's kick is no good. He missed it right. And just a touch short.
Yeah, he might have barely had the leg if he was true, but yeah, he was definitely right. And that not the best kick from Folk, who, as you all probably saw, was released by these Patriots not too long ago.
Yeah, and one of the hot names in terms of potential kickers coming to the Browns practice squad.
Yeah, the ones they're interested in are the ones that the interest out there in Twittersphere and whatnot has been about Folk, Badgley, and Sly. Now, I will say, don't count out Chase McLaughlin. They settled that injury claim, which means that he has to sit out and can't come back for 3 weeks now. You remember 2 weeks before we still have some time before the season. Or I'm sorry, yeah.
You said McLaughlin. I was like, wait a minute, when did McLaughlin get hurt for 3 weeks?
No, I'm sorry. Parkey, yeah. Don't count out Parkey coming back to these Browns. He just has to stay away from the roster for 3 weeks. So that could put him back in time for like week 2, I think. Which, if that's the case, they may hold on to McLaughlin, bring back Parkey potentially, and see if Parkey wins the job. Obviously, the fact that Parkey was 100% in a postseason, those critical pressure kicks is a big feather in his cap for these Browns. And knowing the dog pound in the stadium, like he does, as he saw in all those weather games, that's a big part of it too. So a lot going for him. So they may look to bring him back.
And our first shuffle sack is a big one as Christian Barmore, the rookie out of Alabama. Nice truck stick there from Chubb, as he is only going to pick up 17 on a 3rd and 20-something. So they're going to have to punt here, so no double dip intact here as well.
Oh, yeah, 504. So stoked for the 12th. Just so excited. It's going to be pretty awesome. And should be just an electric game. I think both these teams are going to be red hot in a lot of ways, and it should be great to see this full strength offense and defense out there on the field, because we haven't really seen. We've seen bits and pieces, and a little bit here, a little bit there, but been getting the tease all along, and wait until we get the full potential. Man, it's going to be. Wow, look out.
For sure. No, yeah, we haven't even seen anything close to the real defense, and the closest you had was, 4/5 of your offensive line, Baker, Kareem, and some tight ends. So you haven't seen any of your starting receivers. You haven't seen Treader out there. You haven't seen Nick Chubb out there. Like, it's going to get a lot awesomer very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Well, and folks that they've been holding out for injury purposes and whatnot, sure. that there's been speculation whether they're going to be there in time, but I would not be surprised to see Delpit. I would not be surprised, to see to see some of these other players that we haven't seen a lot of in that time, because
the fact that they didn't throw Delpit on the short-term IR tells you that he's close.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Same with Michael Dunn, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't do that with him, I thought maybe he was the other candidate. Phillips, we all knew was going to happen. So it tells me that everybody's, and even Stefanski said, he's like, we're finishing camp, and he's like, we're in pretty good shape. He's like, we got a couple of little nicks and bruises, but for the most part, everything is minor for the most part.
Yep, they're effectively in a position where they can field 100% what they want, full roster. The biggest question mark, which I know our beat reporters have harped on, is Delpit going to be ready? I don't buy for a minute that he's not going to be ready. He's been around this system for a long time now. While he was rehabbing and coming back from that injury, he's been in the building. So and then he did come back and then start to have some hamstring issues, which is not overly unexpected. But if he's healthy and the medical staff is comfortable with where he's at, I like I said, I would not be surprised to see him out there.
For sure. Here's Baker again. A little angle route to the tight end this time, and Hooper's had a nice game. He's up to a first down to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Over the middle, Hooper getting that first down here as the Browns were able to force the punt of the Patriots now. Janovich and a double tight end to the right side, so a lot of beef up there in front of Nick Chubb, who's going to get the football, and he's up the middle, and he just kind of runs into the back of that beef, unfortunately, which again, not super realistic. 2 yards is the game.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
And now they're going to empty it out on 2nd and 8, because why not? At least we know Keenum can't be over there. He's going to throw this one to the right side, dangerously knocked to the turf as he was looking for Hollywood, being covered by a linebacker. That is the matchup you want to expose, but that was not the right way to expose it. Now a 3rd and 8 here for the Browns. Baker fires a missile right side at the 50, first down. No, they're going to say he dropped it. Oh, man, Higgins drops the football, apparently, when what would have been a big 20-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, no, that's a very unlikely drop for Hollywood. They're saying that the contact there, I guess, jarred the ball loose and didn't control it.
Yeah.
But, man, that's, Madden has it's kind of like sense of what it thinks, is likely to happen. Yeah, and our receivers, but I guess it does this to more than just us.
Sure.
But this is the NFL, boys. This doesn't happen very often. You do see some drops. You do see some plays that happen that are not great at the NFL level, but
At Jamar Chase.
Yeah, exactly.
Up the middle, here's James White, and he's going to get a nice gain of about 13 yards and a first down. Remember, Bill Belichick does not exist in the game, so I had to create him, and that's the oldest white coach that you can pick. The oldest looking white coach that you could pick when you create coaches.
Yeah, I'm still pretty.
We don't need to see the highlight like 6 times.
I'm still pretty salty over the effrontery to Kevin Stefanski and not fixing him in 22. That's just horrible.
I haven't looked at Matt Rule yet, but I haven't seen. Here comes pressure from the backside, and Clowney gets the sack of Mack back to the 29-yard line.
I mean, that's just downright insulting. Come on, every other coach looks like they're supposed to, other than Belichick because he won't. But every other coach in the game, I don't know about the other rookies from that year. Probably not.
I was going to say, I haven't looked at Matt Rule and obviously Ron Rivera they had in the queue already.
Right, yeah, Matt Rule and
we know that he doesn't look anything
Joe
like
Judge.
himself in the game either.
Joe Judge, Matt Rule, Stefanski, those were the rookies, had never been head coaches in the game before.
Gotcha.
And none of them looked right. And then I doubt they fixed the other ones if they didn't fix Stefanski. But that's just pathetic. If they hold on to that and those 3 are just forever given this lip service of we're not even going to try, that's just embarrassing, honestly, for Madden.
A lot of protection there for Jones. He finally fires it. Johnny Johnson makes a great stop. 4th and 11.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen tackles hold on to blocks like that on either side.
Yeah,
just
that
going
was
back
wild.
and forth and back and forth. That was unlikely.
Yeah, it was like the defenders just gave up.
Yeah, they're just kind of I'm going to try
allowed
the right.
To rush.
I'm going to try the left. I'm going to try the right.
To rush for 6 seconds. I must turn off now. Sackbot disengage. Dump it off over the middle. Here he is. He's got Njoku. First down across the 30 to the 35 and a first down. Browns here. 7:08 to go, 3rd quarter. Here at Cleveland. Welcome anyway. Appreciate all of you. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy for Nagy on Sports. Turn around and give it into the hands of Nick Chubb, who is once again met immediately in the backfield and dragged down for no gain. Now 13 of 26, which just is so un-Chubb-like.
Yes, it is.
2nd and 10. Baker doesn't like something, and he's just going to chuck this one into the sideline, throwing it away, which we at least appreciate his willingness to do that from time to time.
Yeah, interestingly, though, at that last shot, it looked like he had Landry on a blown coverage deep, just didn't see him.
Yes. Quickly out of the backfield, and a totally unnecessary drop by Kareem Hunt with not even anybody on him.
Just why?
He's due for they give him one a game. They give Kareem Hunt at least one a game. I do not understand it. Punt again here. Defense back out on the field. Again, they have at least been your better unit for the most part this season.
I guess that's probably hey, you're a running back. You're not Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
You must drop ball.
Right. Right. Indeed. Nice tackle in space by Greedy Williams. That's going to make a short gain of 3. Clock runs under 5:30 here, 3rd quarter. Browns still down 3. Regular season finale. Kit Nagy and Phil Nagy here on Nagy on Sports. Getting ready for our real NFL year sim. We'll be dialing in, starting to get things cooking with our 2022 campaign. With the new game, with the 2022 game, which is actually for this year. You know how it works.
Yeah, what a shot there from Harrison around the perimeter, just laying that dude out. That was quite the pop he put on there.
Absolutely. Here's a quick angle route, left side, backfield, and taken down immediately. Every time he drops back as 10, I'm still seeing Garoppolo in my head, not realizing that it's Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's been a while there.
I know.
That's been a while.
But when you see 10 in that jersey, it's still Jimmy G to me.
Yeah, no, it does. It does have that. You know, you're right. That was a fixture for a while. Yeah, no, that's interesting.
James called for the pick 6. Didn't get it this time, James, so maybe we will later. So, James, you're a Panthers guy. What's the scattering report on Joey Sly? Is he worth bringing into our camp or no?
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard.
You can view. I just don't have a good answer for you about why that it's doing that. But only nerfing us in some ways. It's just very odd. Baker in a shotgun empty formation. Very quick throw over the middle, kind of dangerously, as there was a linebacker Hightower in the vicinity. Hooper's going to get it for a short gain of 7.
And I do have to say that from all the reports I've heard and everything I've seen, the new game has the Browns as just one of the most electric teams in the game. Apparently, according to Bo Bishop, Nathan Segura, it's like they're raving over how good the Browns are as compared, they're out of the box, win all the games style, really, really, really good.
But also complaining that Tack McKinley is underrated and those kinds of things.
Right. Well,
say.
I know Nathan in particular has a big affinity for McKinley, which with good reason. McKinley, I think is going to be very good too.
They said yesterday in practice. They said yesterday in practice they saw what they referred to as the NASCAR package for the first time. So it was Garrett, and then Clowney inside of him, then Malik McDowell, then Tack.
Yeah, that would be a nasty.
That foursome can wreck the backfield.
Well, and actually, with the emergence of Malik McDowell and the way he's been pushing,
no, that's who it is. It was. No,
Malik
that's
what
McDowell.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was once upon a time the NASCAR package would have been Malik Jackson.
Yeah.
But with the emergence of McDowell and what he's done to offensive guards and centers pushing back, double team, like 2 dudes pushing 5 yards into the backfield, not just one, 2 of them. Even at a 3rd and 4th string level, that's just amazing the amount of man flesh he is pushing into the backfield.
Especially when you say it like that. Big pusher of man flesh, Malik McDowell is. Turn around, give a nice little block across there on the trap look from Bitonio, and that's going to free Kareem Hunt for all 9 of his rushing yards on one play. 3rd and inches is the result.
Yeah, but with the mover of bodies that he is. Oh,
yes.
Baker, little toe tap swag there. Toe
nice
swag
from Schwartz.
Very nice, yeah.
Great play, yeah. I thought they were handing it off, actually. I got fooled by the play action. Look at this boot action from Baker, and he throws a strike. And Schwartz showing some hands off as well as some speed. Nice play, good catch.
Absolutely beautiful. Nicely, he set up for it. Saw him see his positioning on the field, get his toes down. Very nice. Malik McDowell with his emergence. I mean, if he can do that, put him in that NASCAR package. Malik Jackson's got the experience, but McDowell, if he can move people like that in that package, look out. That package is going to be really, really dangerous.
Absolutely here. 2nd and goal. We're at 29 seconds to go. 3rd quarter. Baker in a shotgun again. He is back to pass. He fires it over the middle. It's caught by Hooper, and he's going to get taken down.
Mayfield's pass complete to Austin Hooper. A gain of 7
Sparking at each other while they play.
Now 3rd and goal.
Nice catch by Hooper. It's going to set up a 3rd and goal here from the 2-yard line. If they choose to, with 5 seconds left here, are they going to get the play off? They are not. They're going to let it go to the other side. They want to score in front of the dog pound. I can respect that.
Yeah, James, loss of J.K. Dobbins is a huge, huge blow for the Ravens.
Yes.
we Ohio State fans know exactly what J.K. Dobbins can bring, and then as Browns fans saw what he did against us, and other teams. He's great in that offense. As the Browns score a nice touchdown out on the outside.
Touchdown, and Anthony Schwartz with a little out route from the slot. Touchdown, Browns. Interestingly, that when they were on the other side of the field, they had a goal line set. They choose to flip the field, and they come out in 4 wide, and Baker delivers a nice pass to Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah, it looked like they were just trying to catch the Patriots a little bit by surprise there with the switch up of the package to see if they can't catch them, napping, and they do. Schwartz just finds a little bit of a spot there, and out route works, wins his battle, short in the end zone. But I was saying, J.K. Dobbins, massive loss for these Ravens. They are such a run-oriented team. Yes, they have worked a lot on their wide receiver core, but that puts a lot of, what is Lamar and what is his arm and how accurate is he going to be? At times he can throw seeds down the field, and then other times he's just like, where are you going? Where was that? So he's not the most consistent of quarterbacks with his arm. He's obviously incredibly electric with his feet, and that's where playing with a really dangerous running back like J.K. Dobbins, that offense really hums. But without him, I think they're going to struggle some at times.
Welcome in, Best. Go Browns indeed. As the Browns do take that touchdown, by the way, they are now up 14-10 as we got about 14 minutes left to go here in the game. Last regular season game. Over the middle, Mac Jones, and it's knocked away. Anthony Walker almost with an interception there.
Yeah, how about that pass breakup, though, from your middle linebacker in great coverage. It just stretches out to get his hand on the ball. Very nicely done.
3rd and medium here. Dump it off to the right side, and your running back's going to run out of bounds with JJ3 in pursuit to take him. Rich hasn't been on in a while, View, in regards to your comment. But going back a couple of the comments here, I'm a little bit more with View on this. Like I just saw like the first batch of people predicting, and everybody but like one of these 10 sports writers all predicted the Chiefs to win, and they are almost the exact same team, except that their offensive line got younger on the entire right side. They're playing, 3 rookies or 2 rookies and a guy who's a second-year player has like 2 snaps against our defense, which is completely revamped and healthy, and an offense that is all back, and we barely lost to them last year with a stupid ref call, you know what I mean? And sure, Mahomes went out in that game, I get that, but I think we're much improved, and they are maybe as good as they were. So
and speed on the field.
Ty goes to the runner, I guess. But everybody's like, oh, well, they're definitely going to lose to Kansas City, and they very well may. But it wouldn't be surprised if we roll in there and beat them 31-10. That's very possible for us.
Yep, and speed on the defense is really a lot of why the Chiefs were able to exploit us, and that's something that they hugely worked on. But the other big piece to me, you already mentioned the O-line, but really when you reconstruct an O-line versus reconstructing a D-line, very, very different things. It's not that D-line doesn't have to play together, they do, but it's not nearly as coordinated. It's not nearly as knowing what the guy next to you is doing at any given moment to be successful. It takes some time for O-lines to really solidify and get together, and putting a bunch of new guys out there, no matter how good each individual player is, almost never as successful as you would like it to be.
Nice broken tackles there on the little jet sweep to Beckham. Haven't seen that in a long time. 2nd and 7. Browns doing a nice job of taking a lot of clock here on this drive as they move down the field to hopefully put this game out of reach. Baker floats it to the right sideline. Landry, and he stays in bounds. What a play by Landry to stay in bounds. Nope, you're right, View. They sure don't have Bill Callahan. Turn around, give it to Chubb. Up the middle, fighting his way. Nice run of sticks and a first down, Browns. Yeah, for sure they can be beaten. And again, that doesn't mean Mahomes. I mean, he's the best quarterback in the league. He's incredible. He does ridiculous things with the football that shouldn't be able to happen. But it's more than a one-person game.
Yeah, and I think the difference in this year versus last year in particular is the Browns were very good last year, but they weren't quite good enough matchup to matchup, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to be
Correct.
able to take advantage of really the biggest weakness for the Chiefs. And the biggest weakness of the Chiefs is the situational football, in particular clock management. You have to be matchup sound in order to take advantage of those kinds of things. Andy Reid is known for his mistakes, especially in clock game. But that's their biggest weakness across their entire thing, and we'll see what the O-line is. I mean, that really could be a hindrance for them in this game coming up. But really, if you're looking to matchup for matchup, beat the Chiefs, you have to be able to match them first. Then you really can start taking advantage of those situational football clock management snafus that always seem to come from Andy Reid.
Indeed, you got to stay disciplined. You can't fall for the eye candy. Just play sound football. But again, I think what you said with the team speed is just here's a first down throw and catch to Landry inside the 15 of the 11. They just even if you just took the names off the back of the jerseys, like across the board, every position group got faster, right?
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
Safety John Johnson is faster than Andrew Sendejo. Now, he's also a better player, but he's just faster.
Yep.
Anthony Walker is faster than B.J. Goodson.
Yep.
JOK is faster than Mac Wilson. You know what I mean? So, outside of Denzel and Miles, you literally upgraded speed at every single spot on the roster so that when Tyreek Hill is streaking down the middle of the field, more people are going to get to him faster.
Yep.
And yes, you're right. Exactly what you said. We didn't at that point in the season. We were very run heavy, and if you also remember, our starting left tackle went out on the second play of the game. Did he not?
Yep, he sure
Didn't
did.
we? And didn't Kendall Lamb go out later in the game as well?
Yeah. No, I think we were down to
Our third string,
yeah.
which in Hub was already out, so technically our fourth string left tackle at that point. So. And we didn't have Beckham, you know what I mean? So we're, nicked up in several other places.
Yeah, the fact that we're coming out with a full potency, everybody out there that you want to see. I mean, and that you got a second year in the same system. They're going to be clicking on offense. They've got that's going to be humming for sure. It's just, yes, it's the first opening week, but this look for this to be a very different game for the Browns.
Yes. And again, I still don't think even with 3 seasons of 3 games.
I seem to have lost you. Is that me? Phil, you still there? Ugh, crap.
You got me?
Yeah, I hear you. Do you know what's going on?
Yes. Ginny stepped on the power strip power button.
Oh no!
And shut everything off.
Oh no! I was like, what happened? Is it me? I don't know what happened.
Now, in theory, we should be able to pick up the game where it left off.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? She's looking at me like, what? What did I do? We've never had that happen before.
No, that's a first. Well, I've got the stream
is.
just still running, so the moment I'll go
Are they
back
still
to
hearing
Flash.
us?
I think so. They should be hearing us because it's still streaming.
Apologized. My puppy stepped on the power strip, so that killed everything. Yeah, I don't recommend that. She's looking at me with guilty eyes too. She knows what happened. So we do what we can here, but we're going to pull. The good news is that Madden should have auto saved where we were, and so we should be able to pick it right back up here. Once again, I apologize for that. Still a puppy. Yes, thank you. I realized now the PlayStation is saying I wasn't turned off properly. Yes, thank you. I understand that. It was certainly not my intention. Okay, yes, thank you. I realized the USB storage. Okay.
This is back to the days of like, I don't like the way this game is going. Should we pull the power?
Rage. That's right. The old rage quit. It was like the dog decided it was time to rage quit. But then we lost everything because I'm hardwired to my router, so I lost the power from the router, and everything died.
For me, it's got to be San Francisco. I think they're going to have a really good season. I think that if assuming that Jimmy G can stay healthy, and then depending on what Trey Lance is, if he does need to step in and play some. But no, I think San Francisco has had all the makings for a while to be a very, very good team. Just have had so many injuries, and if they can stay healthy, especially that defense, Nick Bosa and those guys, they could be really good.
Pets. All right, we're almost there. Game has booted back up. Now let's hopefully see that we are still able to pick up the game where it left off. Again, apologize for that. It is funny, though, that she knows she did something wrong. She's really sad right now. Okay, franchise. Resume. It says, hold on, would you like to resume your franchise game? Yes, I would. So they even got rid of the ability to rage quit. You have to rage quit and then delete the game a second time. Now, a couple things I find that are interesting that don't save. Like we used our jersey with orange pants, and they won't have orange pants anymore. It'll go back to their default home jerseys, which I find interesting. And I also don't know if the playbooks will be correct.
Oh, interesting.
It just defaults back to which is kind of interesting. All right, Kit, we are rolling if you're ready.
I'm not seeing your Twitch feed.
Oh, right, sorry, now. I have to put it back on Twitch. That's my bad.
I was like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not hearing it.
How about now? We have to refresh it.
I may have to refresh. Hold on, let me
refresh it.
Oh, now I'm hearing you through the controller.
Sweet. All right.
Okay, just give me a second here.
Oops, sorry.
Oh. All right, we're good.
We're good. All right, sorry about that slight delay. There's still 8 minutes left in the game. Browns and Patriots here. As I told you, the Browns magically changed out of their orange pants because it defaults back to all of the home things. So I don't know if it'll give us Stefanski's playbooks or Nagy playbooks. We'll find out, I guess. Across the middle here is Henry, and we're under 8 to go. Mac Jones now 26 of 31 here in the game. Efficient for sure, but his team is down by 11, so they need to get something going here. Again, their only touchdown, remember, was that 50-yard touchdown run by Sony Michel. Here's a broken tail. Miles get around the right tackle, and he's going to throw Mac to the ground. No, he can't. He's actually going to get around the sack. And then Malik Jackson's going to strip sack him, and then it's picked up by an offensive lineman.
Wow. What
Can you get 2 sacks?
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to count as half and half or if that's going to be 2. I mean, that was weird. Kind of a wild turn of events on that one. You thought for a minute that Mac Jones was going to get the ball out, but then he gets strip sacked instead. It kind of had a feel like that interception that then got stripped by Franks coming down the sideline in the Atlanta game. That was pretty. It had that kind of similar feel to it. It was pretty wild.
Absolutely, it did. Here's Jones into some traffic about triple coverage. 3 Browns converging on the football, and that's going to be 4th and 10.
That should have been a pick, but we'll take the punt instead, obviously. But, that one should have been picked off. That was more to the defender than it was to the receiver.
Sure. Again, appreciate everybody's patience on the delay. This one's tipped on a 4th and 10. It's going to be picked off. It's going to be intercepted. It's John Johnson up to the 30. We do have a flag on the play. And the flag is going to be pass interference. Woof. Pass interference on Greg Newsome gives them an automatic first down on 4th and 10.
Yikes.
And negates the interception.
Yeah, yikes. That was not I didn't see the pass interference, so
I didn't either.
I can't.
And they didn't show it.
Yeah, they didn't show anything about what it was, but that's rough. So it's a rough spot to take that tough pill to swallow there in that spot.
Yeah, James is the Panther fan. He's the one you want to ask about what he thinks of Darnold. Best as a Browns fan with us. So yes, I think the general sense is people are liking what Darnold's doing. They just want to see him do it in the regular season, I think.
Yeah, I think given the right system and a team around him like he's going to have at Carolina as opposed to the Jets, which has been woeful all around the board for a number of years now. With a team around him, we'll see what the O-line is. James is absolutely right. I do have to be a little bit concerned about that O-line for them. But with the rest of the team at least good around him, he could actually be something and amount to something in Carolina, but we got to see it. We got to hope for his sake that he isn't just battered because of the O-line play.
For sure. Hopefully you did not inquire some damaged goods. Oh, you thought he was a Jets fan. I don't know if we have any Jets fan. We have a Giants fan on the channel. I don't know if we have a Jets fan on the channel.
Yeah, I can't think of any Jets fans on the channel that I've noted.
Also, how about 3 of our Browns making other teams' 53 rosters? That's tied for the best in the league. We talked about that happening. Gossett, Hodge, and Redwine, speaking of the Jets. Another dump off to James White, who now has 10 catches for 28 entire yards. That's not great.
No, it's not.
3rd and 6, and they're going to hand it off up the middle, and Ronnie Harrison's waiting in the middle to take him to the ground.
I could have sworn it was 4 that made 53s out there. I thought there was one more, but I'm blanking on who it was.
Marvin Wilson, but he signed with the practice squad. He didn't make the 53.
Yeah. Got it.
He was
Wilson,
the other one that
right.
has signed with another team instead of coming back here.
Okay.
Which, again, I think it was just the emergence of McDowell, of Sheldon Day.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, listen, I'm going to be like 7th guy on the depth chart. If I go to another place, maybe I'm only 4.
Right. No, this was absolutely in the D tackle room with what AB did in that offseason. Everybody was so concerned about what that room was going to be, and I think oddly there are still some people that are concerned about what that D tackle room is going to be, and I am not concerned at all. It is going to be an incredibly stacked room, and that's why guys like Marvin Wilson were just not going to crack that, even though, I think he showed he's got something, and I think that's why he's now on a practice squad for another team. I think there's a lot to be said for what AB has done, even in some of the question mark rooms that folks were worried about.
Absolutely. Here's a nice run up the middle. Nick Chubb, big hole, 10 yards, 15 yards. First down, Browns, and finally Chubb getting in there. No, he signed with Philly's practice squad.
Yeah, and you think about it, they loved what Day was giving them, and Day was going to be in front of Marvin Wilson. You saw him very active in the preseason. The first snap of the Jaguars game, sacking Trevor Lawrence. It's been. They've had an abundance of riches at that D tackle room, especially with the emergence of Malik McDowell and what he's done. And we talked to you earlier on the channel in this game about how we think he could be looking at potential for some legit starter reps. So that's really exciting, and so it's very, very deep room there, and so just not enough room for a guy like Marvin Wilson. Although he is good, it's just so. They're suddenly stacked at that room.
Absolutely indeed. So now all of a sudden the Browns are running the ball very effectively. Another 8-9 yard run there after a 10-yard run from Kareem Hunt. James, to answer your question, Chubb Crunch was pretty good. I think I got myself a little overhyped. Like I thought it was going to be the greatest cereal of all time, and it's just fine. Like it's a fine cereal. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch because that was his favorite one when he was a kid, but it's a little less cinnamony. And also, maybe because of the name Chubb, or maybe just because they didn't want to get sued for stealing the exact design, the actual individual squares are a little fatter, maybe a little chubbier, if you will. They have a little bit more volume to them, which is great. So you have a little bit more to chew on, but that mixed with the lack of cinnamon made them not as flavorful as they could have been. They're great, however, for like grab a handful of dry cereal and pop it in your mouth as a snack. But in some milk, certainly wasn't the best cereal I've ever had. So there you go. Here's a handoff to Demetric Felton after the Browns take a knee.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why they knee and then run and then back to a knee here. So that is they're gonna have to run one more play. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Appreciate everybody being on today. Sorry again about the puppy delay. Now they're both just passed out in the room. Like what? What did we do? You know how it goes. But the Browns are going to finish this now. Now they're going to set up for a field goal because why not? And then not kick it. So, anyway, the Browns finish. Hey, John, welcome on.
Yeah, View, you're absolutely right. Both Clowney, Garrett can take snaps inside, but actually they got some deep tackles that can play some snaps outside as well. You've got Malik Jackson that can do some outside reps, and then a Malik McDowell. They were repping some at the DN position, and he can play some out there because he's got the bulk to do that as well. So you've got some. And that power, really. He's more of a power rush from the outside. But, yeah, you've got some guys, some versatility across that D-line, so a lot that you can do with that D-line and a lot of options. So it's very dynamic indeed.
Absolutely. All right, guys, the Browns are going to finish the 2021 regular season in our sim 15-1. Again, their one blemish coming with that loss to Pittsburgh several weeks ago. Baker today in this one, though, 33 of 42 for 307, 3 TDs, no interceptions. That feels a lot more like where Baker should be, and that's why, again, we went away from coach mode, in case you were wondering, and we'll have to just put up with the time issues for now. Mack today, 32 of 38 for 240, no touchdowns, no interceptions. On the ground for the Patriots, Sony Michel, 8 for 74. He again had that long touchdown, just 7 for 31. For James White and Damian Harris, who's likely to see the bulk of the carries for them this year, 2 for -3. For the Browns, 19 for 55 for Nick Chubb, 6 for 26 for Hunt, Felton with 2. There's Case Keenum with 2 carries for no yards as well. Somehow, Beckham on his 1 3-yard run broke 2 tackles, so good for him. Good job, Odell. Well done. Receiving the ball today, Kareem Hunt, 8 catches for 49 yards, 6 for 53 for Hoop, 6 for 56 for Njoku. So how about 12 catches for your tight ends there? Trying to exploit that part of the field clearly today. 5 for Landry, 3 for Beckham and a touchdown, 2 for Chubb, 2 for Schwartz and a touchdown. And then Rashard Higgins had 1 as well. Again, the category that just continues to boggle my mind is 1, 2, 3, 4 drops, which just does not feel real to me for whatever reason. 10 for 28 for James White, 7 for 78 for Nelson Aguilar, 5 for Hunter Henry, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the names listed on your screen. None of them, of course, got into the end zone. Jonathan Jones, the cornerback out of Auburn in his 5th season now, leading the team with 12 tackles, 12 of them also for Dante Hightower, 11 for Devin McCourty. Just 1 sack today. Again, it was Christian Barmore on that long shuffle sack, and then, of course, no turnovers. For the Browns, 11 tackles for Troy Hill. He's your leader. Ronnie Harrison with 10, 9 for Newsome, 8 for J.O.K. Sacks today, 1 for Malik Jackson, 1 for Clowney. So I guess they did give the strip sack to Jackson and a full strip sack at that. No turnovers for the Browns today, actually. No interceptions or fumbles that were recovered by their team. So 21-13, Browns finished the season 15-1. Obviously, the first seed in the playoffs. As soon as we get off here, I will do the Week 17 recap and end of season stat video. as well as set up the playoffs for you, which we will start as early as tonight or tomorrow and try to cram as many of them into the next week or so as we can. May even consider running some sims without any commentary, just like starting it and then going and doing some chores, so I can try to get all through all of them. So appreciate you being here with us. You guys are the best. Thank you so much to our subscribers. Kid, anything else to wrap this one up?
No, obviously Kevin's advanced to getting these guys ready for this game. Important part, there are no off games in the NFL. You never want to take a step back. So if you're not improving, then you're not going to win. So that's that work mentality of the 1-0. Good to see that here, and good to see these Browns continue to play hard and bring on the playoffs.
Bring on the playoffs. Again, we really appreciate all of our new subscribers, our old subscribers. Appreciate View for being on and modding for us today on the chat. A lot of good chat. Sorry again about the puppy delay, but glad that the PlayStation system has the pick it right where you left off function available. And so we were able to get this one finished and not have to start over, because that would have sucked in a large amount of way. So for Kit Nagy out on the left coast, Phil Nagy here in Central Ohio, we're going to get out of here today. Browns with the big dubs. Tonight we'll say go Bucks. Let's go Bucks. Let's get the year started off right with some real meaningful football. But as always,
go